Our guest today is Lisa Watson, who recently joined Close Brothers Motor Finance as Director of Sales. Lisa started her career in finance with Capital Bank in 2000 and then worked for dealer groups including Reg Vardy and Sandycliff. She's also served at F&I Management Services and Assurant. Lisa, why did you decide to join Close Brothers?
It's an organisation that I've always respected for many years, from working from a client point of view. As you've mentioned, I've worked for a lot of different organisations. They are an exciting company. I love the values that they put colleague first and clients, and the whole philosophy about what they stand for is really great. And my original perception wasn't reality. When I've joined the company, I'm surprised at how fast moving they are. The transformation that's taken place over the last 3 years is astonishing, and the speed of that transformation is quite like nothing I've ever seen in any organisation. So from my point of view, I've seen the new leadership team come in. I knew a lot of older people who'd worked for Close previously, but the new leadership team is like a breath of fresh air. And with that has brought a lot of change quickly, which I'm just astounded at, and really pleased to be part of that team. And there's a lot even going on now, even though we've just finished a huge transformational programme that's taken place over the last 3 years. We're straight on to what's next in store. You know, how do we take digital forward? What's in our next strategy going forward? And really exciting time. And so that's why I chose Close Brothers Motor Finance.
We've seen some massive changes in the car industry, changes in consumer behaviour, disruptors, increased attention to inclusion and diversity, just to name a few. How important is diversity in today's market?
How important is diversity? It's hugely important from the point of view of the market is changing. You've already mentioned, post-pandemic, we've seen huge change to the market. We've seen disruptors enter the market, change consumers' behaviour and their buying patterns. They're doing an awful lot more online. And I think because of that, it has created change more quickly within our industry. Women make up vast amounts of the buyers now, car buyers, as well as in a lot of areas, key decision makers. And I think it's so important from the point of view of, because we're in a changing market, we do need women in our industry as well as many other people from different social and ethnic backgrounds. And that change is being created because of the change in the market. We're far more professional as an industry than we've ever been. We're far more compliant, and that in itself opens itself to different people, diversity, women and people from different backgrounds to join the industry. It's a fantastic industry to be in. There's lots of opportunities right up to board level for women. The sadness is we don't have enough women to fill those vacancies, and that's something we need to change. And so I welcome people looking at us now very differently. We are better at the work-life balance. When I joined the industry, it was long hours, weekend work. You did work extremely long hours. It was very rewarding, but you were committed absolutely wholeheartedly. That put a lot of women off because trying to balance that with your family life is very difficult. And for a lot of women, I think they need to recognise that that's a change, quite a strategic change in our industry now. And with the way that a lot more online, a lot more digital, I think that's creating some fantastic opportunities. We welcome a lot of women to come and join our industry.
And you have a good mix of people here, but you say there's still a way to go. What are the changes we all need to make to achieve a more diverse workforce, and what practical steps do we need to take?
I think the change is bringing about a change in mindset and a change in behaviour. I think we have to help that and make people aware of the change. And I think Close Brothers, as you've said, a lot of females here, right up to senior level. Our CEO Rebecca, it's fantastic to see and really lovely. And more people will benefit from having that kind of mix. And I think it's probably going to take longer than we'd want. Certainly from my point of view, I wish it would have happened far more quickly. But I think going forward, it is something that can change. And I've already seen vast change in the last 20 years.
Thank you. So, can we talk about the market a little bit more generally? The past 24 months have been quite turbulent. Where do you see things going in the market and also here at Close?
Where I see is more, I think we're working on our digital transformation, and the products that we're working on really, really exciting. I think where we are going is more online and more, consumers are looking for more usage rather than ownership products. And I see from a transformational point of view, the products and services that we're working on are going to be absolutely right for what's going to happen in the market in the next 24 months. I think the whole buying process has changed quite considerably within our industry, and I think that's good. Even though disruptors have come into the market, I think that's a real positive thing. We needed that, and I think from going forward, the next 24 months is going to be a hugely exciting time for our industry. There is so much going on, and so many good things to come from it as well. We've been a little bit old-fashioned as an industry, not necessarily finance. And I see that changing, and I think that's really and positive for all of us as consumers as well.
And Lisa, what makes the motor industry such a great place to be?
The industry is fun. It's hard work. It's full of some exceptional people. There's some great I've worked for some big personalities in my time, and I actually, apart from my love of cars, because I do have a particular love of cars, I think it's just a really good industry to be in, and I've met some great characters. And I left the world of banking to join the motor industry, and my father was extremely unimpressed when I did that. He wasn't in the long term, but the short term, he could not understand why I'd leave the Channel Islands in banking and come to the UK and join the motor industry. But for me, I just saw the opportunity, and particularly for women, actually, because I found a lot of women buyers wanted to buy from women. And I think every role I've went into, I've been extremely successful. And that's not necessarily because I'm a woman. It's just because I was prepared to just work, and I didn't want any special privileges. I just wanted to get on and do exactly what was needed. And I've loved I've done so many different roles, but I've loved every minute of it, and I wouldn't change it at all.
Thank you. And finally, what advice would you give to your younger self?
What I would tell the young Lisa is what I told the young Lisa when I went back and joined the industry a number of years ago, and that is, don't expect any privileges and don't expect any special treatment. Do the job and do it to the best of your ability. I'm absolutely terrified of failure. It is my first thing. So whatever I go into, I'm committed 150%, and I'll deliver on that. But it's really not expecting to be treated differently because you're female. I think you have to get on and do exactly what you need to. If that's pushing cars when the battery is flat, or cleaning cars, or doing what, get on and do it. Just because you're female doesn't mean you can't do these things. And I think that has helped me to just get on and do what's needed.